Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. Wherever you're from, here in Missouri, we're a little bit overcast. I think it's supposed to rain, but it's a good day. So today on Coffee Talk Tuesday with your favorite realtor, Melissa Harbaugh, we're going to talk about a roadmap for buyers. A lot of people have asked me in the past, what do? I want to buy a house. What do I have to do first? So I'd like to hear from you guys. If you had someone that was wanting to buy or sell a home, who's the first person you would have them call, or what's the first thing you would have them do? As people start jumping on here, I'll ask that same question. If you knew somebody, that a friend or a family member that said they wanted to either buy or sell a home, what's the first thing you would tell them to do, or who would be the first person you would tell them to call? Go ahead and respond in the comments. I will be able to see as you guys come along. And as we kind of get a little bit of activity going, I'll start going through the steps. There's multiple steps, but I'm going to kind of break it down into 7. And there's some sub levels as well within those 7. So can anybody who's already watching, can anyone tell me what they think the first step would be into going to purchase a home, if you wanted to purchase a home? It's kind of just sitting here, no one answering. Give you guys a few minutes. Someone pipe in. If I have a bad connection, it's because I'm of the weather and because I'm out in Barnhart today, visiting my mama for a post Mother's Day deal. So, okay. Well, either I'm not seeing, oh, here we go. There's someone coming in. Hi, Chad. We're talking about the roadmap for home buyers. So everybody who's just now joining, I want to know what you think the first step in purchasing a home is. Who would you call, or what would you do? If you wanted to purchase a home, or a friend or a family member, they wanted to purchase a home or sell a home, who's the first person you would have them call, or what would you tell them to do? Anybody? Okay. Everybody's quiet. So I'm going to give you the first one. The first one is pre-qualification. If you are someone you know wants to purchase a home, the very first thing they should do is call a mortgage lender and find out what they qualify for. They're going to want your income. They're going to want to tell you what kind of credits you're available, or you're eligible for in regard to grants, because there's lots of grants out there that Missouri has for home buyers, especially first-time home buyers. So to see what you are eligible for in that, they're going to want to know any kind of assets you have, and they're going to review all that to determine the loan size that you qualify for. So a lot of people I know go online and they start searching for homes, and they get so excited, like, oh, I love this and I love that and I'm going to get this. But then they go to the mortgage and they end up not qualifying for the amount that they want. Or they end up finding out, they get excited because they end up finding out they qualify for more than what they thought they would qualify for. And they end up being able to buy more home for their money. So step 1 is pre-qualification. Then step 2, you're going to start looking for a home. And the best way to do that is to call your favorite realtor and tell them, hey, I've been pre-qualified. Now it's time. This is what I qualify for. That realtor is going to ask you to email them that qualification letter, because they're going to have to include that in any contract that they send when you guys find that perfect home for you. So we're going to have you find a property. We're going to help you find a property that meets your needs and your price range. That pre-qualification is going to give us that price range for you. Step 3. We're going to make an offer on the house that we end up finding for you. Once we've found that house, we're going to make an offer. Step 4, you're going to sign the application and the disclosures. You're going to have to make sure you get your loan documents and everything with the lender. We're going to have to your lender's going to have you sign a loan agreement with them. And then step 5, they're going to process. The processor is going to send a welcome letter, including a list of outstanding items. They're going to stack your loan file for underwriting review. And you got to make sure during this step, it's very important that you respond promptly for any crucial requests, because anything that you don't get the lender right away can actually delay closing. So your closing could end up being delayed a few days, a couple of weeks, if you don't get them what they need in a timely manner, meaning like, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours is, in my opinion, a timely manner. Step 6 is underwriting your file. At that point, after everything's been signed, you've got the contract for the house, everybody's agreed on that stuff, then you've got underwriting. It's going to be submitted for commitment, and usually about 21 days after the contract, you're going to have loan commitment option. So they're going to tell you that, yep, everything checks out, you're still good to go, we're going to go ahead for sure, lend you this money. And they're going to send a commitment letter, or they'll call you and say, hey, you're good to go, we're ready for closing. And then the last part is for closing. And then you close. Everybody goes to the title companies. Usually the sellers and buyers are at 2 different title companies. Sometimes they're at the same one, but you won't be closing at the same time. And then they're going to disperse the funds and then finalize the transaction, and then the home is yours. So in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that there's some kind of subcategories to each one. So I went through 7 of the main points of home, the roadmap. But once you get to step 2 and you start looking for a home, you want to make sure that you're keeping in touch with your lender and that you update them on your search process. They're going to want to know, have you found anything? Do you have any questions about it? And kind of, maybe you found something that's a little more than what they said that they could lend you, or maybe it was what the payment was going to be on that specific home, so you might have to readjust some things. So keep in touch with your lender. Once you find that home and you decide to make an offer, you're going to contact that lender and you're going to tell them, okay, I have made an offer on a property, and you're going to make sure that you lock or float your interest rate. You'll discuss those options with your lender, but they're going to send you I will be, as your realtor, I will be sending them, once we get an offer sent and accepted by the seller, I will be sending the letter or the contract to the lender and to your title company that you choose. Within this step also, we'll talk about this on another day of the actual contract, but in the contract, you're going to have to know who your title company is. You're going to have to know how much earnest money you're going to put down. You have so many days after the accepted contract for both the buyer and the seller agree on the terms of whatever the offer was. There's other steps. There's a certain amount of days that you have to get the inspections done. So you have, in certain counties, you have an occupancy inspection, but you also want to, which is required. In St. Charles County, we are not required to do occupancy inspections. So those of you out here by me, you're safe on that one. But in other counties, Jefferson County, St. Louis County, St. Louis City, where's some other areas? Franklin County, those all will require occupancy inspections. So you'll have to go to the city. Well, I will, as the realtor, go to the city and let them know that you need an occupancy inspection, and they'll come out and inspect the property to make sure. There's always every realtor will suggest that you get a home inspection as well. It is not required. And there have been people, especially people in real estate investing, that don't. They just buy something as is and good to go. And even an as is property, if that's something that you're interested in, you can still purchase a home warrant or a home inspection. Just the difference between purchasing the home inspection for an as is property versus a home inspection for a regular listing is, with a regular listing, when you get that home inspection done, the home inspector will type down like a summary and give you, usually it's good 10 plus pages worth of stuff about the house things that you might want to kind of keep an eye on, things that you might want to have addressed, things like that. With an as-is property, you can't go back to the seller and say, well, the inspection came back this and I want this and I want that. That's it. When it's as is, it's as is. You're when you go to sign the contract, that you're accepting it at that state. If, however, it's not an as-is property, once you get that inspection, that's where we, there's 15 days from the time the seller and the buyer both agree and accept the contract with their signatures, agree to the contract. We have 15 days, which is where I come in as the realtor. We have 15 days to, that's my mom, say hi.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's when you were videoing.
It's okay. We have 15 days to get the inspection done and have a response back from the seller. So that's one of the kind of sub steps after you make the offer. And then within that, then we'll go a little deeper with the inspection. That's when you get it back and you say, okay, well, I'm okay with some of these small things. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's this stove doesn't have an anti-tip device, and you're like, you know what, I'll take care of that myself. I'm not going to ask the seller to do it. Or maybe there's some GFIs that need to be replaced in certain areas because they didn't have them and they're supposed to. Then you can choose, if you're a handy person, to have it done, or you can ask the seller to do it. So once we get further into that process, that's something that I'll go in detail with you. But just so you guys know, that's kind of where the contract, once you get to contract, you've got all of these deadlines. Within a certain amount of time, you have to make sure that your insurance company is going to insure the home. Once you have, there's other deadlines. Those are not things that you're going to have to worry, which is why it's so important to hire a realtor, because we know the deadlines. We know what needs to get done to make sure that you're fully protected. So hiring a realtor as your buyer's agent, most realtors don't charge anything. And if they do, it might be a few $100s as like an admin fee. So don't hesitate to have a realtor on your side. One of the things I like to explain to people is if you're having to go to court for something, and say you, I don't know, committed some kind of minor misdemeanor or something, and you had to go to court, would you rather have a lawyer to represent you, or go in there and try to do it yourself and hope that you can get off? It's really the same thing with a realtor. You don't know the litigation issues that you might have if you don't have one, and you don't know all the things within the contract that you need to make sure, because not all contracts are created equal. You can pull one offline, and that might not protect you, but the ones that the realtors have been written and approved by the National Association of Realtors, and they've been approved by the state, and they make sure that they cover all of the legal mumbo jumbo, but your realtor should be able to explain every bit of that contract to you. So make sure when you pick your realtor, that you're picking someone that is familiar with the contract process, and they're familiar with every step of the way, and not just, oh, this is a friend of mine and they just got their license, I want to give them a shot. That's great, but make sure that they have someone, a leader that is a team leader that is helping them to make sure that they're keeping you protected. Once all those inspections and stuff are done, then you just wait for your loan approval. This is very important. Once you sign that contract, a lot of people get all excited, and then once they get past the inspection phase, they get so excited. They're like, oh, now I've got to fill my house with stuff. I need a refrigerator, or I need a new couch, or I need this, or I need that. For the love of all things good, do not buy big items. You need to talk to your lender first and make sure that if you go and make a $4,000 purchase, that it's not going to affect your qualification. Don't go buy a car. That's going to dock your credit score. And if you already are not at a good credit score, it's going to end up screwing you, and you will not close on that house. So just to review, step one is call a mortgage lender and get pre-qualified. If you don't have one or you're not sure and you do know who you're going to use for your realtor, talk to your realtor, find out who their preferred lenders are. We all have them. We all have a good 2 or 3 that in our pocket that we work with all the time that we know have the best rates. They have the best process. They have, they work well with us. So we have good communication. So talk to your realtor, tell them, or call me if you don't have one. And just ask, hey, who are some lender people that you trust that I can call? And then call and interview them. Call 2 or 3 of them and interview and see, who you might connect best with. You might call one and be all of them. Okay, here's a little secret that I've learned from my preferred lenders. Everybody has the same interest rates. So even though they're marketing one and someone else gives you another one, you can get down to a lower rate, but you're going to pay for it. You're either going to pay for it at closing by putting more money down, or you're going to pay for it in points over the course of the loan. So if one person's telling you, oh, I can get you in a 3.5% rate, and someone else is saying, oh, no, you're at a 5 because of your credit or because of this or that, they can all get you to a lower interest rate. You're just going to pay for it. So make sure when you're interviewing your lenders, you're interviewing them based on who you connect best with. You want to have trust that they're going to do the best with this big investment that you're getting ready to purchase. It's your money. Yes, they're lending it to you, but it is your money and you are going to have to pay it. So make sure it's someone that you know is looking out for you and your best interest and that you can communicate well with. If you seem like you're not able to communicate with them, move on to the next one. You don't have to give your Social Security number to check your credit for each one that you interview. Call me and I'll give you some interview questions to ask each lender, and they'll be able, and then when you ask those questions, then you can choose who you want to use, and then you can have them run your credit and start the process of pre-qualification. So that's all I have for you guys. I actually have a worksheet for this, what we just went over for the roadmap for home buyers. I'm going to flip this camera around so you can see it. So if you'd be interested in having this worksheet, it's roadmap for home buyers, and it has the steps. So if this is something you'd be interested in, just shoot me a message or a text. Text me at 314-605-2769, or you can email me at M as in Mary, Harbaugh, my last name, H-A-R-B as in boy, A-U-G-H, at expertrealtyco.com. So if you would like this worksheet, and I can email it to you as a PDF, just get in touch with me at one of those ways, or you can private message me here through Facebook, and I will send it on over to you. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to message me. I do free consultations, so if you just want a free consultation to kind of get more details as to what I was talking about today, go to my Facebook business page. It'll say Melissa Harbaugh, Realtor at Expert Realty, and schedule an appointment through the appointment icon there on the page. And we can do a 30-minute, or sometimes it takes an hour if you have a lot of questions. It's okay, but it gives you an option of how long you want the meeting for. And we can do a Zoom meeting, or once all of this quarantine stuff is over, we can meet for coffee and chat a little bit more. If you're out of state, let's do a Zoom meeting. Let's do a phone meeting, whichever it is that works for you. But, oh, hey, Kelly. So any other questions, please just reach out to me, text, email, private message, whichever one you want. I hope you guys have a great day, and until next week, have a great week. I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Bye-bye.